Perfect. Thank you all for coming today. My name is Dylan. I'm one of the co-founders of Glint by NairChat. So you might see the name NairChat, reason being that is the name of our company, but really what we make is Glint. So today, really fortunate to kind of tell you more about who we are, about the company, the story, and just give you a glimpse into the path and how things came to be what they are. So I'm super excited to share more with you all. So let me take you through a really interesting story. Once upon a time, as in about 5 years ago, I was a freshman at Vanderbilt University where I studied neuroscience and business. And at Vanderbilt, I was very involved with an organization called Best Buddies. Has anyone heard of Best Buddies out there? So at Best Buddies, I met one of my closest friends who happened to be an AAC user. And at the time, I didn't really know much about what AAC wasn't what it meant, but we had such a good relationship. And every time I'd go back and forth between New York and Nashville, we would lose touch because his device was amazing for this in-person communication, but really, we just, I wish I had more to help sustain the energy we had together. So started volunteering in clinics and districts, really understanding more about the space and how we support our loved ones. And one of the things that came up was the creation of visual support. So throughout the years, NairChat as a company has built so many different types of amazing features that have worked specifically for schools and really are one-off like that. But really, one of the biggest pain points that came up was this idea of visual supports. So we know that visual supports are so amazing, they're so helpful. However, one of the things that came up was we were often finding that teachers, therapists were coming up and seeing that they were spending their Sundays manually dragging symbols on other platforms or just scrolling endlessly on reseller platforms looking for the right visual. And it happened to be such a time suck. And we said, hey, this is an opportunity to be one-stop shop for visual creation. How could we make anyone really a visual superhero? So that was the inception of what Glint became. And in the past 6 months, we've grown to over 100 school districts in this amount of time, and largely through word of mouth, largely through kind of the trust we've built and the pain point that we're hoping to solve. So today I'm super happy to just kind of show you a little bit about Glint, what it is, how it works, and give you something to take away from this as well that you can kind of go back and kind of share with more folks. So 3 key takeaways I kind of want to push to you is that number 1, anyone regardless of background can create with Glint. Number 2, it's high quality accessible visuals, bringing a new category of accessibility to the table. And lastly, talking about what is the trust that we've built with our districts, with our Glint family, as we call it, because this is the most important thing to us, is how do we keep our ears close to the ground and make sure that we are servicing our loved ones and the people who matter most. This is the time I'm going to switch gears, move to the demo. Scott, don't be mad. Let's see if I'm able to do this all right. Command that. Tech support.
You want full screen?
There you go. Tech support in action. So, welcome to Glint. Let me take you on a little bit of a journey on how this all works. So Glint is by far the quickest visual creation method you'll find out there. The reason this works is largely because of the simplicity that is behind it. So we take in people from all backgrounds. If you've made visuals for 20 plus years, if you're new to making visuals, or even parents who are looking to create high quality visuals for their loved ones, you can make it with us. You simply come to a very user-friendly page that looks like so. And all you have to do is describe what you're looking for. Glint will do the rest of the heavy lifting. So I'll actually go ahead and do a really interesting example. Let's see, can we make a social story about riding the bus to school? And we'll actually go ahead and select from over 25 languages that we have embedded in the system. We'll go ahead and choose Ukrainian together. And we get to choose also our word complexity here, in which case we'll go for the elementary complexity. Now we're finished. Just within a couple of seconds, we're able to put in our prompt, and see what Glint will do with the rest of the magic. So we asked for our social story to come out here in English and Ukrainian. So let's see how it comes up with our template. And there you can see within a couple seconds, we're already here. We said Dan rides the bus to school, and this is what we got here. Now, what's so special about this? First and foremost, when we click on any of these,
Я чекаю на автобусній зупинці.
we can hear the Ukrainian, the language of choice, come out. So it's very impactful that we have this language. We can have it speak in English, in the second language, or in both languages as well.
Автобус приїжджає вчасно.
Now,
The bus arrives on time.
It's highly adaptable. So what you can do is you have the utmost power to change all these sorts of things, meaning we can click on our symbol set. We can go for the Google images and get some real photographs for us right here. Many schools go ahead and actually upload their own images of things that matter more, like a favorite snack or a family member. Everything is private and secure just to your account, so it's not going anywhere. Now, we have a lot of embedded accessibility features that come with your creation over here. So we'll kind of touch on one other cool feature, which is called Glint Flow. This is a way in which you can actually chat with your visual and ask for differences and things that change about it. So if we open up the Glint Flow chatbot, we can go ahead and ask it to see different things here. We can say, add that it was raining. It was raining in our story. So let's see how this works out for us. The Glint Assistant, or the Glint Flow now, is very able to take in your content, your context, and really customize and create things. So the way we see this being used in our district is, number one, adapting the stories. And you can see how it says it is now raining when I waited at the bus stop. It changes content. Many people use this for articulation. They use this for saying, give me a medial L in each sentence. And the Glint Assistant will be able to go in and actually modify it just as you ask. So that is the way that we operate in terms of kind of editing and giving you all the power to customize like so. It's all really easy to kind of go through, where you can press undo and go back to where you were, so it's very low stakes. Now, let's talk about access methods. Glint is really unique in that it can be used in so many different types of ways. The first way that you can use this is just digitally. It's web-based. You can use this on any device, a computer, an iPad, a Chromebook, on any sort of device you want. And you can put this on your smartboard. You can have it speak out loud. It's as easy as that, right? Now, the second thing that's a bit more run-to-the-mill is going to be your printing options, which you can go in, create worksheets pretty quickly and easily, and have these ready to be printed out with your titles and all of that. Now, we are pioneering a new concept here, which is called Glint Anywhere. And Glint Anywhere is this idea of how can we give you more independence and autonomy through using high-quality visuals. So we have link sharing and QR code sharing, which you can actually go in and select this QR code. And if you give this a scan, you'll be able to see that you can have the Glint visual on any device that you want. So if you give us a scan and you don't believe me, you'll be able to see that you can have this on your iPad and anything and utilize it with the voice output anywhere you are. So this is the first time in history parents are able to take social stories and all these high quality visuals that we've taken the time to add to the system in any location. The really cool thing is, at the end of this, I'll talk about Glint 2.0, which is an announcement we're making on Wednesday, where we're introducing some massive, massive features, some linking very closely to what you're about to see here. So I'm super excited to kind of announce more on that at the end, but it links to this idea of access. One of the main takeaways that I want you to come away from this is this idea of access and the way we're providing visuals to you, not just in the creation aspect, but accessibility as well. So we'll kind of go through and see. We made that social story with Glint, right? But there's so many other visuals under the sun to create. What you're seeing here is some of the highest field special ed and speech pathology templates to exist. So grids, social narratives, task analyses, flip books, schedules and checklists, WH questions, sentences, and all these amazing materials, including activities as well that many individuals are using on a digital basis. We also are cultivating a really awesome speech generating device library with partnerships. We've taken a very deep interest in cultivating with some of the top device companies that you're seeing out there. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. We started this, as I said, 6 months ago. and we've grown to this. Every day, our users send us more and more information on things they want to see with Glint. And like I said, we have about, 25 templates that you're seeing here. The way that people get in touch with us is through this help button. When you're part of our Glint organization family, each person gets in touch with us just by putting a message and requesting things that they want to see differently. We have such a robust internal pipeline for things coming soon. And hint, hint, there's just so much that is going to be coming out. This is the way our districts and our organizations are requesting what they need to see and what they're making manually, and we can digitalize into our engine that we like to think of it. So, like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. In addition to your creations, you have your own personal Glint library. You have the public library, which is like our kind of free form of teachers pay teachers, where you can take and adapt with Glint Flow. And lastly, you have your district libraries, which allows you to share in with one another within your district. So this is just an example of how we're bringing new access, new accessibility to all groups and forms through this visual and through the new approach. So I'll kind of move back now to showing you, if I can get this working, to our slideshow, because I know we're coming up a little bit on time. So let me take you through the closer over here. Oh, you don't need to scan that, don't worry. Like I said, Glint really, what we're doing here is pioneering a new approach to visual supports. Oh, I'll show you that in a second. It's high quality visuals, one link away. And we really take an interest in this idea of unmatched support and trust we've built. So if you've asked anybody who's part of the Glint organization, part of the Glint district family, they will tell you exactly how we operate and how we work. So definitely recommend going through and asking about that. This is the next thing I'm going to show you. Glint 2.0 launching Wednesday at 12 p.m. Here's a quick short video, and I'll provide you with a link after. Sign up. That was my quick plug for us. February 4th at 12 p.m. It's a 10-minute session. The way we operate at NairChat or at Glint is we operate at a very fast pace, taking in your feedback, taking in things that we hear from the boots on the ground, and implementing super quickly. So definitely register. You're going to be seeing some of the really awesome, huge updates that we're going to be launching. And this is the link to do so. So invite anyone. Feel free to come. And this is our link to get in touch. The best way is just scheduling 10, 15 minutes with us. We can custom make the experience for you to be what you want it to be. So highly recommend getting in touch, sharing our mission if it's something that you found useful. If you see, an organization, a district, or even a family or parent who could benefit, we'd really appreciate your referral. So thank you so much for coming. Yeah, the pricing structure is $150 per license per year, and then organizations come in and we give special group pricing available as well. Yeah, good question. Awesome. I'll take any questions and be here for a couple more minutes, but thank you everyone for coming here. Thank you.